Alrighty, welcome to a Hellish Quart video. Today we'll be showing you how to play Hellish Quart for a beginner and what classes to pick. We're going to be doing this in HEMA, as it's a good place to start off. I'll also show some gameplay as well. Now I'll go for a 0 points if it's a trade, so for classes I would recommend probably not Yendrick. Jan's pretty good. Lazlo is also good for beginners, but Hassan I would say is one of the best for beginners overall. Alrighty, starting off, I'll show you a beginning. So if you click the square button on your controller, you'll hit a left swing. If you hit the opposite, the O, you'll hit a right swing. If you hit the triangle, you'll hit a above swing. And if you hit X, you'll hit a side swing. Now holding an L2, it is the same thing for all of those. You'll get a upper guard, which protects against upper strikes as well. It allows you to do longer range attacks, but also stuff to get past the guard. For example, this attack there was a way to get past the guard with Hassan. He is one of the best characters because he has a very curved sword for getting around guards. I personally say he's quite good. Now, if you also see here, he's automatically blocking my strikes. I did a little lower to show you, but how to counter that. But you don't have to click any block button. The game automatically blocks every strike. Now, here are some combos as Hassan. He has Guard Crusher, which is one of my favorite if it gets past almost any guard. And Long Thrust. That is Guard Crusher right there. He was trying to block, however, Guard Crusher breaks any block, which makes it quite good for people who are defensive, well, who are playing against the defensive. Now there's a Long Thrust. It is okay, I would say. It is good in circumstances. It can either wound them or sometimes immediately win a fight if you are lucky. Now also one way to win is maneuvering around your enemy and swinging them. So I maneuvered around him and then a side swing, and he was unable to block because he was not maneuvering either. Now, this is a little harder to do, however, you want to always be maneuvering a bit side to side, and have good footwork, as if not, you will mess up. Now, I'll also show you that you can also grab and punch your opponents. This is a grab, however, sometimes it does not work, so be careful of that. It is a finisher move. Now, sometimes it also works if you wound them, I believe. So I'm going to try to wound him and grab him, but it might not work. Yes, it did fail here. Another thing you can do, if you do get close enough, you have to grab him. There's a grab, but there's also a punch or a push. Right there was a push, which you can then counter with a swing. You can also hit him with your guard if you're close enough, which is just like a regular attack. Then anytime you push him or hit him, you then go for a swing, as almost always an instant kill. Here's another look. Now we'll be heading into a proper fight. I'll be going a little slower on this one, so I might not be as good, because I want to explain everything. What I'm going to do wrong, and what he does wrong. So I'm going to do Hassan, and then this guy's name I cannot pronounce, because I'm not Polish. Starting off, I did a quick block and a reposit, however he was able to hit my hand. So once you immediately swing and they block it, you have to back up and then you can come back with another swing. If they swing at you and they block it, you can immediately go back with a reposit, which is a basic move, but it is a possible way to get them out, and it's one of the most basic things anyone should know. Right here I'm trying to give some distance, however it is a double. This sometimes happens and it's quite annoying, but this happens when The strike comes in, and both of you get hit. Now, this game's physics based, so there are quite a lot of doubles. Sadly, this one surprisingly was not a double, even though it was at the same time. So we'll do another match. See there, he hit my hand. Now it is a wounded hand, and it's weaker and probably likely not able to use. So here I'm doing reposits. However, he had a better reposit, and since I was wounded, I was backing up slower. Already beginning off, I'm going to try to do a lower strike. However, he was able to get a headshot, which is a instant down. Now there are injuries in this gun, even though it is HEMA and there is protection. The game still thinks of it as sharp swords, so you could get technically injured. So I'm gonna go for a leg, then a upper attack right there. Bit of upper, and that one worked pretty well. You can kind of switch around a bit. There we go, I'm gonna go for a lower and try to back up, but however he has won that one. Now I will try to lock in for these further matches. Now here are some moves I'm gonna try. I think one of the higher good ones would have to be Guard Crusher's the best, but I will be doing basically a side swing. That's all it is. However, he has able to block it, so I'm just gonna switch it up a bit with a Bub Strike. And that worked as it hit his face, which is an instant kill. Going in, I'm going to do a upper swings. And I've attempted the special move, however it resulted in sadly a double. So neither of us get points, because I chose that mode. However, there are other modes, but I recommend no points for a double. He was able to hit me there, but maybe I'll recover. But sadly I wasn't, due to the wound causing a slower speed. Sadly there I did an upper when I should have did a lower. Sometimes they do rush you when you're in a high guard, which is quite annoying, but it does happen. Now I've attempted the move there, however it sadly did not follow through. Alrighty. Now that is a reposit right there, when he hit me. Well no, hit my sword. However, it did result in double. So when he hits my blade and I block it, you quickly swing back. You can do a back and forth or switch up a bit. Usually it will end in a back and forth. Sometimes you get unlucky with the physics, so you may be hit. But mostly it is a skill-based trickery kind of deal. See, that was a bypass. I tried to work that out, but I do not believe it hit him. Now we're doing some trades, deposits. But most of us hitting here. Then luckily I got a hit there because he opened up and I went for a lower stomach hit. Now beginning next, I'm going to attempt some upper. But since he's also upper, I'm going to go to some sides. And that worked out in my favor. Alrighty, he seems to be pushing, so I'm gonna go for a quick thrust, however that failed. Alrighty, sadly was not a trade. Sometimes it doesn't and they get wounded, which is a little annoying. However, it is okay. I will maybe clutch this round. Reposits. So, yep, I got lucky with the reposit, so he is wounded, so I have a advantage, and I took it, so he is done for. Alrighty, next round. Some reposits, but we're both hitting air, so sadly none of them are technically reposits. He hit my hands and got lucky with that one. Alrighty, I'll try to do some upper movement and change with a bit of side strikes. So we're doing reposits because we're both hitting each other. Every time I reposit, and he tries to swing, I back up a bit so he does not quickly hit me. Then I did my special move, however it failed, so I kicked him and swung. The kick delayed his strike and made him static, so I then whacked him. Static basically means he cannot move, therefore he is vulnerable. This includes blocks. So we'll do a bit of composite play there. Tried my special move, but that failed. He gets a punch, but did not act on the stun. Alright, I get for a good hand hit. But for so far, I'm gonna quickly do this here. Now, he luckily he got lucky there. We'll see if I can continue and maybe get a good strike. Well, there we go, I won this round. That'll be my gameplay and also how to play the game. There you go. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.